What is up, and welcome in to the Easy Smoke and the GM podcast. I'm your host, Ezra McCann, and I'm joined as always by my outstanding co-host. He's a Chicago Public League legend. He's a Simeon legend. He's a Grambling State legend. He played second base for the Tigers back in the day. He was all SWAC. None other than Brandon Williams, a.k.a. Coach Smoke. And we've got the NFL draft analyst for at least another 2 weeks at NBC Sports Chicago.
Now, we're not freelance, draft analysts out there for the world.
Yes, that's right. That's right. We got to get you a spot, man. Got to get you a spot.
Yes, we do.
He's the best out there. When it comes to scouting college football talent, he's the best in the world. He is our GM. He's Glenn Morgan. Gentlemen, how you guys doing? I know we're having a better night than Uncle Shannon tonight, boy.
No, did we?
Oh, that's true too. Yes. That goes both ways, boss.
I'm
We'll get on that in just a bit, but I think we got to start off with what happened on Sunday, week 1. An interesting game by our Bears. They got the win. They got the win. 24-16 over Tennessee. I told you guys they would be 1-0.
17, 24-17.
17, I'm sorry. I told you guys they would be 1-0. They got there. It's just not the way I thought that they would get there. I thought we were done with this whole, the defense has to score and we have to rely on special teams to get touchdowns.
Chicago, what were you thinking?
I'm saying, man, that time's supposed to be done.
It's what we do. It's how we do.
But
go ahead and say
got the dub, man. We got the dub.
Win is a win, right?
It's a dub. That's all that matters.
Never seen so many a win is a win, Chicago fans in recent memory.
I was
Sunday. Golly.
I was very happy, but I think the first thing we need to talk about is the debut of Caleb Williams, obviously. Not what we expected. He didn't make any big mistakes. Didn't make any big mistakes. No turnovers. He had the sack that took us out of field goal range. Lost 19 yards, where he should have probably thrown the ball away quicker, but he was under duress. Give him that. Missed a couple balls.
Drop touchdown by Keenan. That should have been a touchdown.
Yes. Miss Keenan, though, he was wide open up the sideline. But my issue, I took some notes during this game. That's unlike me. I try to do it by memory. No, I had to take some notes. My biggest issue, they had great field position all day, man. They started in Titans territory a couple times and didn't get anything for it, really. No touchdowns. They did get the one field goal that obviously they needed. As they scored
2 field.
They got 2 field goals.
2 field goals.
Yeah. We'll take that, but man, you're not going to get that great a field position in any games. You got to take advantage of the field position battle. The punter, not bad for a debut. I think he was, outside of Tyreek and
the secondary,
and Owens. The punter was probably the player of the day. Great linebacker play. TJ Edwards, Tremaine Edmonds.
I think Walker was the player of the game.
You think so?
Every time I looked up, he was getting pressure.
Yeah.
And causing havoc.
Walker, Taylor looked good.
Go Vols.
Billings looked good.
Go Vols. We know which ball didn't look good.
Yeah, exactly right. I don't know if you want to. I don't know if you want to admit that. I don't know if you want to admit that.
No, it applies. Go Vols. Sometimes it can be go out the door, like just keep going. Then it's like go, and then there's go like we're cheering you on.
Like, let's go.
But
like let's go, and then you go.
Back to Caleb, fellas. What did you guys think of his performance?
Want me to go? Yeah, I'll let Jay.
I thought it's going to get better. I believe that it will get better. Let me preface that and start with that. But again, it goes kind of hand in hand with what I was saying back in January before the draft, looking into what this team needed to have and where we could potentially go. And it's not a I told you so kind of moment. It's more like this is what I see going to happen is that ironically, the quarterback that we just brought in had some of the same issues as the quarterback we just let go, holding on to the ball too long, and everything that is dynamic is out of structure. And what happens is when what you do is what you do best, sometimes you fall in love with that. Sometimes our strength is our weakness. It's a blind spot of ours, or it becomes something habitual. And with Caleb, it became habitual, especially his last year at USC, because of the play of the offensive line. He couldn't count on that because he had to score damn near every time they were out there because the defense was so atrocious. He had to be Superman, put his cape on. I won't say he fell in love with it, but he fell into that kind of routine, or he fell into that trap, his trap of his own design, so to speak. And so you even saw some of that during the preseason, where we talk about that great pass to Doomsday. It's like, yeah, don't fall in love with that. Like that's not going to be sustainable at this level. You're going to have those moments, no doubt. So we saw some of that. The 19-yard loss on that particular play on that sack is kind of evidence of that. So I thought he did what rookies are going to do. To his credit, I still believe he kept his poise, and I think that's a bit of a difference between he and Justin in terms of keeping your poise and still looking downfield, trying to do something from the passing perspective. And he did not have a turnover. Will Levis gave the game away. So you can look at the two. One guy's a rookie, the other guy's second-year guy has this maybe his ninth or 10th game. He looked more like the person this is his first game playing, and that being Will Levis. So I think to sum it up, I think Caleb kept his poise. I think he didn't do anything to damage the Bears' attempts to win. I thought he made the best of a situation where the interior of the offensive line was problematic. But again, this is where the coaching is going to have to come in, and it's going to take some time to get that out of him to fall back on trying to make those spectacular plays out of structure. And it's going to be a tough game Sunday. That's all I got to say going forward.
Yeah, so I agree a lot with that. Like especially your opening, he looked like what we've seen here. I mean, nothing different. Except he legit made no plays, like none, like zero. Like no plays were made by Caleb Williams Sunday. I find myself, of course, y'all know I watch a lot of the shows and all that stuff, trying to see what everybody's view is. And everybody has pretty much the same take that he had no turnovers. He had no turnovers. He had no turnovers. Well, I feel he was lucky he had no turnovers because there was a lot of batted balls that popped up in the air that we were very lucky that did not get picked. And it was a lot of them. I'm like, God damn. Like, we used to have a fit about Justin because it would seem like it would be one just at the weirdest time with Justin. Is all at one time it's gonna happen. All of a sudden to get hit. It seemed like it was like maybe what 4 or 5?
About 4, yeah. Yeah.
You said 6?
So no, I said 6 foot. 6 foot.
But
6 foot
so it was like, man, like that. I found myself like, okay, this could be a serious problem, like a serious problem, because it happened a lot in that first game, and I mean, I just walked away from that saying the positive The media loved him. I'm gonna stand behind that. I truly believe when the media is behind you, good things will follow. Because if the media wasn't behind them, I just would think we're doomed. I saw no promise. I saw nothing to make me. I definitely didn't see a generational talent. I mean, I'm just be, but I get it. I get it. He's a rookie. Is week one.
well, not
Nerves.
Right.
you know
But
what?
go ahead.
Not even that though. I mean, he and no one back there could have really done anything the way what's his name? Tavondre Sweat
Yes.
and what's
Simmons,
98?
Justin Simmons,
Jeffrey Simmons. Oh my
Jeffrey
God.
Simmons, excuse me.
Yeah, but that's the thing.
Sweat looked like the greatest football player in the history of the game.
He did.
Oh my, he was man. I just the Bears couldn't do anything with him. Whether it was Shelton at center, he threw Tevin Jenkins like he was a rag dog a couple times.
Yeah.
Freaking your boy Nate Davis rotating in and out with Bates. You can't have that, man.
I mean, look, listen, is
You
go
can't
back and
have that.
maybe go back and listen to maybe an episode from early season last year.
The
We
same
sound like we
thing.
repeating the same thing.
The
But
same
guess what?
thing.
All leading up to the draft, all after the draft, those things were going to be magically fixed because of who? Caleb Williams. Now everyone wants to now heighten those deficiencies that were there. They were excuses for Justin Fields. Now they're real problems when the quote unquote savior has arrived.
We knew
So, like, I mean, we're gonna have to pick a side here at some point. Bears fan.
we've known that for the last 3 years now. This goes back to Justin's rookie year when he got his head beaten in by Myles Garrett and the Browns in his first start. All right. Now, luckily, Caleb was able to get away for the most part. But yeah, these issues just haven't been addressed, and that's a problem. I don't know how you go into last off season and not think that you need to go get a real starter on the offensive line. I don't understand that.
This close to going to fuck off. I'm this fucking close to going to fuck
I
off.
I don't get
I'm this fucking
for
close.
all the great that Ryan Poles did. You know, obviously the big trade with DJ Moore. You know, getting that number one pick, he got the quarterback, great. You know, he went and got Keenan Allen. You know, very good. You went and got Swift in the backfield, but shit, Swift can't do anything if you can't get any blocking up front. Why? Why wasn't that addressed? I still don't understand that.
You know why I wasn't addressed. You don't have enough capital to address it. Look, man, I got nothing against Caleb. I don't. The more I hear him talk, the more I've heard him talk from the last, spring into the summer, like the young man. Affable young man. Seems like he is earnest. Seems like he puts his manifest things out, and I can respect all those things. Think he is a talented individual. The issue never really was between Caleb and Justin per se. It was the Bears organizationally. And I said not about polls. I think he's doing a fine job. You had a unique opportunity to really structurally entrench your team in terms of roster and depth, something we just have not had. We have been it was so bad when he got here. And he being Post, done an exceptional job getting skill positions in here. But for ever since he's been here, we haven't got the edge rusher that we've been looking for. We haven't got the interior 3 technique person that we so desperately need to make this defense that much more exceptional. Offensive line, the center position has been fucking awful. The interior of the offensive line has been inconsistent at best. Perimeter seems like it has potential, but potential can get you fired or get your quarterback, running for his life. We don't have any depth. at receiver. It looks really great until all of a sudden one or two guys get hurt, and now you're looking at Tyler Scott, who you didn't even fucking dress last week. Come save us. You can't miraculously put a quarterback in there and say this great quarterback is going to solve all your problems when he's a freaking rookie. Peyton Manning couldn't freaking do it. Stroud. Yes, exceptional, unique. That doesn't happen very often. Like, he's the first person to ever do it. Doesn't happen very often. And even with that, you have to have things in place. Your coaching staff has to be in sync with your quarterback. Your quarterback has to be in sync with the offensive line, so on and so forth. It's the game one. I'm not going to completely overreact and say, hey, we're doomed. It's going to be a horrible season. No, I still think 9-8. I do. 9-8, 10-7 at best. I think at worst 8-9. But be realistic. You're putting all this on a rookie. Get out of here with that. There's no depth. And now what are you going to do? We've already dipped into next year's picks just to get the guy we got from Seattle, the edge rusher we got from Seattle. We dipped into next year's draft capital to be able to do that. You had a unique opportunity. You could have traded down with Washington potentially and gotten a number of draft picks and drafted Jaden Daniels. You're drafting another Heisman Trophy winner. It's not like you're drafting somebody who's a poo butt. And then you have more to deal with. You got more capital. You can address the interior of your offensive line. You can address an edge rusher. You can address the interior of your defensive line. Not just for this year, but going into next year. Because whatever you got from Washington would have potentially been picks for this year and potentially picks for next year. And if Washington doesn't do well, you find yourself getting a high first-round caliber pick the following year. Probably a top 15 pick at worst. It's going to be very difficult if it doesn't get any better during the first half of this season, because this is the best part of the schedule in terms of being able to make hay. Because it's going to be very difficult to explain why, if Caleb struggles with talented skill players around him, how you can explain that away when Justin struggled with fucking nobody around him. And I'm not saying Justin is the end all to be all. He has shown that he's still dealing with issues in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
My point was, it wasn't about Caleb or Justin. It's about build your team enough. So it doesn't matter who your quarterback is, you're going to be able to have success and sustainable success. And then when you do happen to get that quarterback, whoever it might be, it could be in free agency, it could be somebody that's cast, it could be whatever, you're going to be able to compete and win. We see teams do it. Pittsburgh still hasn't figured out the quarterback situation since Ben Roethlisberger. They're still making the playoffs, or they haven't had a losing record. You see the Ravens struggle for a little bit, but not very long. You see Kansas City was winning with Alex Smith until they got a chance to get Mahomes, and now you see what's going on. You need to have – you look at the Giants. They're all over the place. Look at teams that are inconsistent. They're all over the place. So we're at a point right now where it looks nice on the surface, but a couple of punches in the holes and you see the water start pouring in the dam, and we're this close to a couple of more punches, that erosion, that crap could burst. I hope it doesn't happen that way. Houston's going to be a difficult game. Going forward, you have got to win. If you lose to Washington, man, how patient do you think Bear fans are going to be?
It ain't even if we lose, because as we see, we were able to win with our offense giving us absolutely nothing. Like, so we're back to the, and like I say, there's so many people out there saying a win is a win. You know, everybody who wasn't a win is a win in the past. I've always been a win is a win guy in Chicago, because that's what the game is about. The game is about winning. But it's going to come real quick if we're winning ugly. And the precious toy is not doing what people and I know Chicago too well. All these people are going to begin to turn quickly.
Because he's got a lot of talent around him.
And the crazy thing is, it's going to be people like us who were who were trying to speak, not necessarily, like you say, not necessarily against Caleb, but why it made more sense to do something different. There's going to be people like us that's defending Caleb to those who were pushing for Caleb in the first place. That's how it always happens. That's how it always happens. Like, guy going, and I hope I'm gonna make sure he listened to this episode. And I don't know if he listened, but me and this guy went back and forth so much on Facebook about Justin Fields in the past. And every time I would say what's wrong with the actual team, he would tell me it's excuses. So I post during the game Sunday, and it ended up coming. I post, I don't want to hear nothing about our O-line. And that guy comments, say, don't be that guy. No, I am going to be that guy. Because people like you, when I acknowledge these deficiencies in the past, they were excuses in the past. Now we have to give grace. Like, no. Because it's still a problem. It shouldn't be a problem now. We could have fixed that. Now we run the risk of ruining another quarterback. We run that risk. I don't think it's going to happen because, like I say, he's a media darling. They're going to figure out a way to make this thing work for Chicago. It's our time. So I believe in that. But what I saw game one, it was rough to watch. I didn't expect that. I didn't even.
I fucking did. They say this since the fucking schedule came out. Don't sleep on Tennessee.
You did.
Don't sleep on Tennessee.
You did say that to us last week. You did.
There's no weakness on their defense.
Well,
their defensive line is strong. Our offensive line interior is an issue. It's going to be a problem.
There was weakness.
What I freaking said. not on the defense, not on Tennessee. It was the quarterback. He threw the game away. He literally threw the game away.
Threw it away. Yeah.
Literally. They were up 17-0. Sack fumble.
The way our offense was moving, he didn't have to do. They could have punted the rest.
They could have punted the rest of the game. Yeah.
They could have punted the rest of the game. Let's
give them the ball. Let's get the Bears the ball. They couldn't move the football.
And I'm not pissed. I don't need to be right. It's not about me being right. It really isn't. But don't look at this and be like, oh yeah, hey, we're our team's better. Yeah, our team's better, but we didn't play better, especially in one half. You're lucky the other guy saw fit to try and do some shit he didn't have to do.
The other team just didn't get turnover. That's the difference.
That's the only difference.
Their defense played
exceptionally,
just as good as ours.
Yes,
they just didn't get the turnover.
These were mirror teams.
Shit, you can say they played better.
Yeah.
Tennessee actually scored offensive touchdown.
Said it would come down to the special teams. It came down to special teams. Our punter punting it well. Hell, Bayless messed us up. We got to be careful about that.
Yeah.
But the block punt.
Why is he still here?
He's got pictures. He's got something on him.
How wasn't he cut on the way to the locker room at halftime? How?
Well, I don't know. Well, not only that, but he got the ball in the second half.
Let's boost his confidence here. And then he messes around and he gets a doomsday hurt on that screen.
It's just
all right. It's not funny.
Bayless got to go, man.
It's just like Bayless is just.
He got to go.
You know what Bayless is? I'll tell you what Bayless is. Bayless is Slep Rock. For those of you who don't know who Slep Rock is, wherever he walks around, it's just a dark cloud hanging over his head. It just he is a nice dude. Everybody likes him, but damn, if something go wrong around him. He's just like a jinx, dude. He's like the Bears' own special jinx.
Okay, I've never played in the NFL. I've never returned a punt or a kill in this situation, a kick.
I've never seen one like that, dog.
Okay, this guy, there's no one coming at you. They can't move until you touch the football. Nothing to worry about. How do you drop that? How do you muff that? Come on, man.
Wait, not how do you muff it?
Muff it.
How do you kick it 50 yards forward? It's like it was designed for the new kickoff, how he did that. Like how? Like I've never seen that happen before.
Man.
I've never like dog, that literally benefited the new kickoff style.
It's literally a fair catch every time you get it out there now.
But dog, that literally fell into the kicking team's hands in this new kickout format.
Seen Valens fight the football and lose many times. Against the Chargers, drops that pass, he's running backwards and falls down and hits.
Hey, if
Still
they
can't catch it.
if they put him out there again, I gotta question the staff.
You get what is the drop zone is what from the 20 to the end zone, right?
Yeah, plenty of room.
The line, the set is at the 30.
At the 35. The kicking team's at the 35, I believe.
At the 35.
Yeah.
And you can't move until the ball is touched.
They can't get not to the touch.
And he kicked the ball.
It's not like
the line where they are. So only people could see that ball was the kicking team.
I mean,
like, come on. Like, how does that happen?
It's not like they're going as soon as the ball's kicked. They can't. They have to wait until you actually touch the football to go. That should never happen.
Like, dog, if you just simply muff it, you have so much room to fall on it. He kicked the ball 40 yards forward.
He's got to go.
How does that happen?
He's got to go.
For him, because I know going through his mind, he'd be like, "Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh, this can't be happening to me." Yeah, dude, I'm sorry. Bro.
You ever see the movie Necessary Roughness?
Probably a long time ago.
He's Featherstone. The receiver that couldn't keep had a world-class speed and couldn't catch. That's who he is, man. That's who he is. He's got to go. Got to.
Oh.
Got to.
Googly.
He found a crack in the new kickoff rule that no one ever saw coming.
Man, stop laughing. Don't get me started back again, man. That's special.
No one could have saw that happen. Nobody could have said, you know what? In this new kickoff rule, I can see somebody muffing the kick and kicking it to the tail, reverse kicking it. Like nobody could have saw that. You got so much room that if you muff that ball, you have so much room to simply fall on it.
If you kick it, you figure it maybe 5-10 yards. You kicked it. You an onside kick that went extra 20 yards. Oh gosh.
Silver lining. Looking ahead to next week. Silver lining here. Houston is not as stout up front as Tennessee is. Yes, they have Will Anderson. They have who's the other guy?
Hunter.
Yeah,
Danielle Hunter.
They got Danielle Hunter. Mario Edwards isn't bad.
Okay, stop right there because you keep naming it. I'm like, okay.
Well, no, but they're defensive ends. They're outside. All right. I'm talking about.
You keep naming. I'm like, okay.
I'm talking about players given the center, whether it is Coleman Shelton and our unbelievably bad guards problems. It's got to be better this week than it was next week.
This though, I mean, GM knew it, but I'm gonna ask you this: Did you anticipate that interior for the?
I did not.
Okay, so we're not gonna rule out what that interior for the Texans might be.
I did not. I was listening. What was I doing? What did I do Sunday? Whatever I did. Oh, you know what I went to do? I went to get my flu shot Sunday. And I don't know why you guys didn't need to know that. But coming back, I'm listening to the score. And they had a guy on from Tennessee, and he was talking about Tavondre Sweat.
What?
And how he was just killing. Who's Tennessee center? They said
Lloyd Cushenberry.
Yeah, they said he gave them the business the entire time in camp. And I was like, okay. And I remember watching highlights of him at Texas.
He made Byron Murphy a first-round draft pick. Devontae Sweat was a better player to me, the better interior player.
Yeah,
And Murphy's really good, but Devontae Sweat made Murphy just look even better.
he should have been the number 1 pick in the draft based on what I saw on Sunday. I am just overly impressed with how, and he only played. I think he only played 35 snaps, if I'm not mistaken. But he was, man, when he was out on the field, man, he was making a huge difference.
Yeah, what I saw,
That's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen against Houston. All right.
like goddamn Aaron Donald.
He looked better than Aaron.
More like
That's
He
what
looked
I'm
more
saying.
dominant than Aaron Donald at
I've
times.
never seen Aaron Donald look that good.
he
My
looked
God.
like he looked like Cortez Kennedy.
Yeah. That's a good big defensive tackle, big inside player.
Seattle Seahawks back in the day.
Yeah.
Out of the U. He looked like Cortez.
That's a very good.
Kennedy.
That's a very good comparison. I thought seriously, I thought we were watching Ted Washington and Keith Traylor.
It's just throw up the middle.
Yeah, man. So kudos to Tennessee. Houston's not. I can't see Houston doing that on Sunday. Can't see it.
No, but the problem is, what does Caleb like to do when he is scrambling around?
Go outside.
Yeah, and then they're going to contain him, so he's gonna have to sit in there and really discipline himself and get rid of the ball.
Yeah,
and
this is the crazy part. It's like, okay, we got to focus on the middle rush. Now, week 2, we go into a team where their offense can score that thing.
Yeah.
So the focus, you can't ignore your deficiencies from the week before. You have to game plan for that. So now you kind of put yourself behind the 8 ball with trying to figure out how to score with this team that's now going to probably put up definitely more points than the Texans put up offensively. So it's like now it's okay, we can't focus on we gotta have a whole nother different mindset coming into this game.
And now the Texans can run the ball. So nobody noticed, but Mixon got 159 yards rushing.
I saw he's on my fantasy team.
And he can run. All the running backs you got, you killed everybody. It's hilarious.
Baby. Week 1 top score, baby.
And with Mixon back there, and there's depth because Pierce is really good as well. But with Mixon back there, you don't know if they're running or passing, which is dangerous. You have a quarterback like Stroud back there who can manipulate defenses with what he does and the confidence he has, along with the talent. And Stephon Diggs catches 2 touchdown passes in his first week. Okay, Nico Collins gets 100 yards. I mean, Tank Dell's going to eat. You still got John Mechie to deal with at his speed. You got a good tight end in Schultz. You have a decent offensive line. I mean, the issue is going to be, I like Pollard, but Tony Pollard's nice, but he shouldn't be running like he did in the first half against the Bears. The Bears shorted up in the second half, but Mixon is a lot better runner of the ball and mover of the chains than Pollard is. Pollard is an explosive guy. Mixon is a dog, and he don't stop. And he's multi-talented. Can run and catch the ball. He's a strong runner, inside outside kind of guy. He can catch the pass in the flats. He runs good routes, and he can actually pass the ball too. So I wouldn't be shocked if you saw him do a trick play where he does a halfback pass. That's the kind of versatility he brings to the forefront. And their defense doesn't have to be great. It needs to be good. And our offense is not good. So you have a great offense with a good defense facing a great defense with a iffy offense and a really good special teams. So I don't know if we wanted to keep, we don't have, Devin Hester can't save us. Devin Hester ain't walking through the door right now.
Nah.
He's not.
Well, what's his name? Looked pretty good in the return game.
Devin Hester ain't walking through that door right now. He's a game changer.
One, Cole Kmet didn't play as much.
Well, probably the offensive line being so bad had a lot to do with that.
Okay. Well, that's why he had to stay in a lot.
Yep.
Then 2,
and if you looked at him on the sideline, he didn't look like a
happy camper.
Guy. Yeah.
Then 2, I'm like, we got to do more. We got to use Swift more, in my opinion.
Well, you got to block.
I think they tried. Yeah, they tried, man. They tried giving him the ball.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, right? While you're on this, let me throw this in there. While you're on your mini rant, I just want to add to your rant. Don't forget, we have a heel issue with Keenan Allen, and we got a knee issue with Odunze. So I'm just saying that's what we're doing. So throw that into your mix.
Yeah, Rome is week to week. I don't expect him to play on Sunday. Keenan Allen, they sort of said they're not too worried about it. But Rome, I don't expect to play. So that means you're probably going to see Tyler Scott on Sunday.
Touchdown. That speaks just we're cursed at this moment.
That's not. It's week. It was week 1.
It was Keenan Allen, dog.
Let's relax.
Now, granted, the ball was an awful thrown ball.
He still should have caught it though.
But he got to catch that.
He still should have caught it. I go back with the whole offense. Why does our offenses? We got a new offensive coordinator this year. Why do our offenses always they look the same? Guys running routes that just there's no real rhyme or reason
same area
to what they're running. I don't get it.
It's the same shit.
It's John
Only
Shoop.
thing work is stop routes.
It's John Shoop and who was the guy that was after him from Kansas City? Terry Shea.
Oh, Terry Shea.
Terry
Good
Shea.
Lord.
Into Ron Turner, the Bears offense did look like a little bit of something.
We got the wrong Turner though. We got the other Turner.
We always got the wrong.
We got the other Turner.
We got Ron twice.
We got Ron twice.
Oh
God. Who said we're cursed? Was that you, B? Said we cursed? Yeah. I'm settled on that. We're just cursed.
I'm still praying for the day that we see our receivers get wide open.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You see with these other offenses, like
it's like me in college football, man. My guys just don't get open for whatever reason. I don't know why. I just throw interception after interception in that damn game. But anyway, I digress.
7-0. 7-0. Right,
I'm still good with my 12-5 though.
Number 3 in the country, baby. Number 3 in the country. Just throw it out there.
Later for you and
number 3. Number 3 in the country.
The entire league. I can't stand it. Hey, let's move on. Saturday. There was the number 1. Let's shout out.
No. Hold on. Don't move on just yet. We're still in the NFL. Tyreek, baby.
Tyreek Hill. Yeah. You're right. Let's talk about that. Yeah. Let's talk about that. What happened pregame in Miami?
Pregame festivities down in Dade County, baby.
I don't know. That should never happen. That should never happen.
Hey, screw that. It's Tyreek's fault, man. He didn't comply. He was being a jerk. He didn't keep his window rolled down. They clearly asked him more than once to roll his window down. You know, he talking about, hey, don't be knocking my window so hard. Look, man, you just got pulled over for reckless speeding, dude.
As an American citizen, I have the right to be a jerk sometimes.
Now, let me just say, that was some bullshit that the cops did.
Yeah. Man, is you hit it on the head. Like, I usually don't even get involved with those type of things because it's very touchy. Like, whichever side you choose, you don't even necessarily have to choose a side, but you can say the wrong thing in support of the wrong side. And it can be deemed like you're supporting the wrong side. And if you are wondering who I think the wrong side is, it's the police. That's the wrong side. But in this situation here, this was like one of the most enlightening situations that we've ever seen. In my view, Tyreek Hill complied with everything they asked. Was he a jerk about it? Was he an asshole about it? Yes, he was. But he has the right to be that. No one said because you became a cop that you owned me as a person.
Right.
I did everything you asked. Because I didn't do it how you wanted it done, you felt some type of way. Dude, you're not my damn maker. You're not my parent. You are an employee. That's your job. You're an employee. I'm not your goddamn what would we, I'm not your patron. You're here to serve and protect the citizens, but I don't answer to you. Like, even though I am answering to you, but I don't have to give you respect when I do it. Okay, you come to my car, you knock on the window. I say, don't knock on my window like that. But I still let my window down. I gave you what you asked for. And yeah, because I'm running late to work, man, go write my ticket so I can get up out of here. That's what Tyreek said. I agree. Dude, you pulled me over for speeding, go write my ticket. You ain't pulled me over for nothing other than that.
Nothing, just speeding. Yep.
So go. I'm telling you, give me the ticket.
And by the way, there was a report out there he was going 100 miles an hour. That is false.
And that's false.
That was false. He was going 60 in a 45.
Like,
it's
give
horrible.
me the ticket.
Who doesn't do 60 in a 45? hey, I just want to let you know, if you're on the locals on the south side near the Dan Ryan, it's 45. Everyone's doing 60. That's minimal.
Lakeshore Drive. Speed limit's 45.
Minimum 65.
At least.
Like,
at
man,
least.
Man,
so give me a break.
This window back up after giving you what you need to do your job.
It was just overzealous policing, man. There was no reason to put him on the ground like that. Okay. Hey, but then you did it. Okay, fine. You handcuff him. He didn't resist. He let you handcuff him. You pick him up. You take him behind the car. You tell him to sit down. He said, "Okay, I just had surgery on my knee. Let me." He wants to take his time to get on the ground. Okay, cool. Then you force him. You force him down because he's not doing it quick enough.
First off, he's handcuffed.
And he's handcuffed.
Very easy.
There's no reason.
But you can't brace yourself on the ground. That ain't very easy to do.
There's no reason.
Hey, you black guys are used to that stuff. You should be able to do it no problem.
Man.
I mean, apparently that's what they must be thinking.
They must be. So yeah, I'm glad it got, they got all the what do you call that?
The body cam.
The body cam footage. And we could see teammates come, Calais Campbell, who's the other
Jonnu
guy?
Smith.
Yeah.
That was bullshit. Move your car. I'm gonna give you a ticket. Give me a license. Or I'm gonna handcuff you. It's like, dude, like, really? So now you want me to give you a license. So guess what? Now my car can't move anyway because you're giving me a license. So what did you really do?
Right.
Dumbass.
It's man.
Tripping.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
And you know why they put cuffs on Calais? I say, hey, look, man, you 6'7", 280, man.
Yeah. They didn't want no smoke from that guy.
Now, you idiots probably going to get fired because the department is probably going to get sued.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't fucked around with the wrong people. You don't mess around with people who has the money to keep this going until they get what they want. You ain't messed with nobody who can't afford to be in court and court fees and all that.
Yeah.
Like, you done mess with the wrong one. Like, it's crazy.
It's very difficult at times to not bring up the fact that race is such an issue in this country. And it's difficult to call somebody a racist per se if I don't know you or know your mind or what have you. But that doesn't mean you're not racially insensitive, doesn't mean you're not racially predisposed, doesn't mean you don't have a bias, is what I'm getting at. So explain to me why you handcuff Calais Campbell, you threaten to handcuff Jonnu Smith, you threaten him, but yet two white guys can walk up
and
to
come walk up, and they don't get
and
touched.
no issues. Not walk up. They're right there. I mean, they your guys handcuffing. They're talking to him with their hands on. Like, hey, calm down. Like, really? Really? Like, how is that any different than what his teammates were trying to do?
Yeah.
So what were you threatened by? Because nobody had any weapons in their hands. The other guys have phones, and they're like, hey, man, like, what's going on? That's our teammate, blah, blah, blah. Get the fuck back. Get the fuck back. And they put Calais in handcuffs. Really? Really? How is that? How could I see that any way other than you're racially predisposed to, well, okay, they're white, so it's okay. They're black, so they're a threat. I mean, that scream, that whole situation screamed that.
Only other excuse is they placed a bet with a bookie and they was hoping to keep Tyreek off that field. That's the only
that didn't work because
that's the only
that's
the only other thing.
They got him pumped up. Reason. And 82 yards later,
and now they got
he was doing a handcuff celebration.
And they only won by 3. But what was the point spread? Because they only won by 3. So what was the point spread?
The spread of that game was it was 3.
It was I think it was 3.5.
Yeah, so there you go.
3.
I got it down as 3. Because Smoke, you took them.
Oh, okay.
Push.
Well,
yeah.
But yeah, but seriously, how can you read that any other way?
Yeah,
how can you read it any other way?
It's bullshit, man. It's bullshit.
That should never happen. And they knew who he was.
Well, once he got his license, they knew who he was.
Yeah. Well, you saw in one of the videos, you see him. You know who this is, right?
Oh, is that what one of the guys said?
Yeah.
See?
And it was like, oh shit.
I mean, dude, like if you
yeah.
After the fact?
Yeah.
Like if you know who that is, he's saying he's on the way to the game. Two other guys get out and they're obviously football players, or at some point,
Well, they never. You know what though? They never announced themselves as Dolphin players.
Yeah, dude. But you know what?
Not saying that they should have. Just putting it out there.
True that, but what we probably didn't hear. The body cam didn't quite catch it because I don't know how omnidirectional their mics or what the range is on those mics. How many of those fans are walking by going like, "Those are the Dolphin players"? I mean, they had to hear that, dude. There's so many fans walking by because they're walking to the game. They're right by the stadium.
Yeah,
they're walking to there. So you had to know that they were saying, "Hey, that's Calais Campbell. Hey, those are the Dolphins. Those are the Dolphins. Those are the Dolphin players."
I mean,
it's like, dude. Most other times, what you would probably could be like, hey, look, guys, I know you're on the way to the game, blah, blah, blah. I gotta write you this ticket, yada, yada, yada. Look, man, just look, I know you pissed, I'm pissed, look, we just next time, blah, blah, blah. It's dangerous. I mean, that could have been handled so many different ways.
Yeah.
So much better, so many different ways.
I'm confused, man. I'm like, that was crazy to handle it that way. You would think that that's how it would be handled. Like, come on, man. Like, the average person sees a nice car arriving to an arena. Even if it is a regular fan, everyone's going to think it's a player. Everyone. You're in Miami. Tyreek Hill is the biggest star on the Miami Dolphins. You telling me, like, come on.
This is what, second year there or third year there? Third year there. Come on, man. Seriously.
You done ruined your damn career trying to be.
No, he didn't. He didn't ruin his career, right? You bullshit. He's gonna go to a different county, bro. Stop.
Yeah,
he'll go to a different county. That's all. That's all it's gonna happen.
I honestly, I don't think he'll get fired.
No, he's just suspended. It'll die down.
Yeah. It'll die down. He'll be forgotten about, and then he'll be back on the street.
Or in a different county. Yeah.
No doubt about it.
He's gonna do something stupid to further mess himself up. Because if he's staying there in that county, them fans gonna be like, "Oh, you the goofy that was messing with you." So they gonna be messing with. They gonna be provoking them then.
So do you know who the winner in all this is? Because there's a winner in this. Drew Rosenhaus.
Drew. Call
Yep.
Drew. Well,
Call
no,
Drew.
you know what though? When he said call Drew, he was talking about the Dolphins head of security.
His name is Drew as
His
well.
name is Drew. Yeah, yeah,
Well, you know what? It serves for both because this is Major and the guy. So call Drew.
yeah.
Call
Because
Drew.
But
They
everybody
you're
was
arrested
right.
him.
reporting that
You're
it was
right.
Drew
Drew
Rosenhaus.
Rosenhaus was known as the player's agent. He's gonna take care of everything for you. Absolutely, absolutely.
Mhm.
Especially if you're going to Miami.
So that dude who was in the red shirt, that's Drew from security.
Right, right. He's Dolphin
Yeah.
security.
Yeah, so really, so it's okay. So that I mean, he had his guns out showing too. I'm talking about his arms. I'm like, okay,
Yeah,
okay. I'm
yeah,
like, so he can just walk right up. It's all good, but the players can't.
yeah,
Hey, come on, man, y'all
yeah,
tripping.
yeah.
y'all just told on yourselves 12 times over. Stop.
Should be interesting to see what comes out of this. Um, yeah, he I'm talking about Velas got to go. He got to go. The cop got to go. At
I'll
least
give
the
the
one.
Dolphins. I'll give the Dolphins front office some credit though. They stood behind Tyreek pretty quickly and condemned what the officers did. I thought they were going to do the route of, we all got to get together, work together, blah blah blah. We respect. They started out like, hey, we respect Day County, but this was a despicable display of blah blah blah. I was like, oh, okay, you coming like that.
Yeah,
And that was pretty quick. It didn't wait like a week or so. That was pretty quick. So I'll give them kudos. And the head coach, I tell you what, I think he's a bit of a winner as well in a sense from hard knocks during the regular season. And now the situation, I think players be like, hey man, I know that guy has empathy. And he's a good coach, but he also has empathy. He cares about the people, cares about me as a person, not just as a player. And I think there are a lot of players who wouldn't mind playing for a guy like
well,
that.
he's quarter brother.
Have
So
we, yeah, have
Well,
we
he
ever
yeah. Yeah, but he admitted he's like, I've never gone through this kind of thing. I don't know what it's like. I can't
but
quite relate.
have we ever seen a person of that like status in that type of situation before? I feel like
uh,
all of other situations we've seen.
No, we have. I'll tell you right now who we've
Okay.
seen.
who?
Dick Vermeil.
What do you mean?
You talking about the head coach, right? When you're saying that's
No,
the
no, no, no,
No,
no.
no,
I'm
he's talking
talking
about
about
Tariq.
with Tariq.
I'm a
Like,
bad.
have
I
we
thought you
seen
were
anyone? And that's that where, like when he said if he wasn't Tyreek Hill,
could have been a lot different.
this could have been a lot. Like I felt that because I'm like I don't recall seeing that type of situation
I'm
happen.
sure it has. I just can't.
Well, there've been other athletes. There was a tennis player who was on his way to the U.S. Open a few years back, and he was a brother, light-skinned brother, and the police officer ran down the street and tackled him because he thought he was somebody else or whatever. I can't remember his name. Now he wasn't as high a profile tennis player per se as Tariq is a football player, but he was still well known, and he was an American. And this is at the U.S. Open in New York, and
Oh,
he's just minding his own business, and he got tackled.
Scotty Scheffler. I know you about to bring that up.
well, no. I wasn't going to say Scotty Shep. I was going to say
Milwaukee Bucks player.
New York. No. Thabo Cephalosha. Remember him?
Right. Tafa
He was at
Cephalosha was
he
with
was
the
at
Falcons. I think he was in Atlanta,
what's
I
the
think at the
club?
time.
No. Well, he was playing for the Hawks, but he was in New
Right.
York.
Okay.
I think One Oak was the club.
Hmm.
But anyway, he ended up getting
His leg
he got his
broken.
leg broken
That messed with his career.
by police. Yeah.
Yeah.
Outside the club. And
Right.
I think he was trying to get in and some stuff went down and the police ended up apprehending him, broke his leg, they actually took him in, I think.
Yeah. He was trying to play
And he
peacemaker
missed.
actually.
Yeah.
It's during the playoffs. It was around
It
the
was
playoff time.
right before the playoffs. Yeah.
So it's been other athletes, professional athletes, but not the same. To your point, B Smoke, not the superstar status that Tyreek has, not that visible, as visible a platform as he alluded to when he was at the press conference.
And right
Uh,
before the game.
the game
That
of the
makes that
team at the
makes no
city that
sense
you
to me.
play for.
In your
In your
city.
home city, all right?
In your city. That's beyond me. I don't get it.
Yes, you do. You get it.
I get it. You're right. You're right. Hey, let's go to Saturday's games. College football. First off, shout out to Northern Illinois for their big win over Notre
Huge,
Dame.
huge.
Tears of joy.
That was a great win to watch for Northern. It just seems like they always, every few years, they
Yeah.
come out and they get that big win, and it's such a shock. Like, who is Northern Illinois? Like, no, they've done this before.
And it's always a different head coach. That's a crazy
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. So shout out to them. But I want to concentrate on what was the late game, Colorado at Nebraska, and you know how big of supporters we've been of Deion Sanders over the years, dating back to when he was at Jackson State, and then moving on to Colorado. But we got to call it out now, man.
Yeah, can I go?
Go ahead. Floor is yours. Floor is yours.
So, I started to turn a leaf towards the latter end of last season when it came to Deion and the Colorado program, and yeah, I'm off. It's daddy ball. It is true daddy ball. Everything that I tried to speak against, it's what it is. What it is. The team has gotten worse. Like people like, man, like Nebraska got better. Well, that means Colorado got worse because Nebraska beat them last year. So what we're seeing is
Colorado beat them last year.
I mean, Colorado beat them
yeah.
last year.
Yeah.
So what we're seeing is one program developing, the other program gambling. That's all Deion is doing. He's gambling. They're not doing any development over there. Only people he care about is Shador and Travis Hunter. And I don't know if he truly cared that much about Travis Hunter because the boy shouldn't be playing as much as he plays.
100. What's he average? 150 snaps a
30,
game.
yeah, something like that.
Gonna burn that boy out. But like, yeah, it's over with, man. It's over with. I said before though, he has to win for this to maintain. I'm with you, but if the results don't come, I was never interested in the show of it. I was never interested in that. But I wanted to see him succeed and win. And came out the gates guns blazing last year, and then this year you start out with North Dakota State and people trying to rev up North Dakota State like they aren't I don't care what their history show. I don't care what their history
hold
show.
on. Very good football program. All right. They are a one
Exceptional.
AA FCS power. They've won multiple national championships at the FCS level in the last 15 years.
Several first round players in the NFL.
It's a program. All right.
It is.
That
it's a legit
said,
program.
it's still FCS, and you're Colorado.
Because
It should not be a game.
It was at Colorado too, by the way.
At Colorado, because I remember granted, Colorado won, but I remember when Michigan lost to
Appalachian State. Yeah,
they were screaming for that coach's head, and Appalachian State was North Dakota State at that time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't because they are respect. No, you don't lose or you don't be in no tight game with no program like that.
No, not with an FCS team.
At home.
You know, like that was that. But then the Nebraska game come and it's like I just saw a lot of stuff in that game that I just was like, yeah, this is a joke.
I don't think any of us were really shocked, and I think both Ez and I both were like, we'll see, because if they can beat Nebraska, okay, but it's not looking good because of the both lines, offensive line, defensive line, haven't been addressed. It's like, dude, if you're running like that against North Dakota State, Nebraska's going to be in your butt.
Wait, they did try to address it. So
I didn't say they didn't try. They just didn't because they didn't succeed.
They have their offensive line. Four of the 5 starting offensive linemen are new to the program. All right. That's not how offensive lines get developed. You
That's
can't
why I
do it
said
that way.
that's why I said they're gambling. They're not
Maybe
developing.
one, maybe two can come in, but not the entire offensive line. You can't. That doesn't work, man. They gotta build a cohesive unit, and it takes more than a summer camp to make that happen.
Their running back special because the running backs don't look like they're difference makers at this point.
Well, shit, they can't block for him.
I understand that, but even last year they had blocking problems. But the running back they had from time to time at least had some explosive plays. I'm not.
He's gone, right? He
He's
transferred, right?
gone. Yeah, he
Yeah,
transferred.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I'm not seeing those explosive plays at any point from the running backs, whether it's in a screen or just getting around the perimeter or anything. And Shadur is starting to become a difference. Like Shadur is legitimately hurting his first round status at this point. And not because he's not talented, not because he's not first round talent, but what he's saying and how he is talking about things after the games is starting to look like it's them, not me. And as a quarterback, you can't have that
Can't do that.
perception.
Can't do that.
You can't. Again, trying to get into the NFL, it's like, dude, you should have come out last year because right now, I do these mock draft things, right? Right now, I got him going in the second round. I got him going in the second round. He's first round talent, but I got him falling to the second round because they're going to be coaches who be like, I don't know if I want to deal with that. Especially some of these coaches who need a quarterback. I can't mess up and get him because then I'm really going to be gone. So the Giants, he ain't going to New York. Giants going to take Carson Beck. Cleveland Browns, they'll take Quinn Ewers. And look, whether they say it or don't, we all know somewhere in their mind, whether it's in the back on the side or somewhere floating around, do I want another black quarterback who has character questions? I won't say issues, but character questions. So if you're Cleveland,
Deion Sanders' son.
And Deion Sanders' son. So if you're Cleveland and you're dealing with Deshaun Watson, do you want to follow up with Shadur Sanders? Nope. If you're the Raiders, do you want to follow up with Shadur Sanders? I don't know because my coaching life is on. If you who else? The Saints? I don't know. Is that coach? That coach is kind of on the hot seat. It's like I don't know where he's going to go. Seattle's like he doesn't fit our culture. You know what I'm saying? That's the kind of has not, at no point in time have I talked anything about his talent at all. But when you're a quarterback, it's not just your talent. See, if you play a different position, you Devondre Sweat, we talked about him earlier, defensive lineman for the Tennessee Titans. He has some character issues. You're a defensive tackle. They don't want you to be nice. They need you to have they want you to have an edge. They really do. They won't say it, but they want you to have an edge. You're a quarterback. You're the face of the franchise. No, we got to make money off of your image, your likeness, your personality, your charisma. There's so much off the field stuff that comes with being an NFL quarterback and being a first round pick and being a franchise caliber quarterback that your talent, as much as it's being assessed and addressed, really who you are as a person is kind of going to really make the difference of whether or not they take you and when they take you. Right now, Shadur, his stock is dropping, and you add on the fact that his effectiveness as a quarterback really got challenged last week against Nebraska. That's just week 2, baby. You got 10 more games left. It ain't looking good right now. Just saying.
You can never, 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 never call out your offensive line in public. You can't do that. You can't do that.
You can't even innuendo it.
No. Take responsibility for the loss. It was on me. Move on.
Yeah. I can help my line out better by getting rid of the ball quicker.
Yeah.
And he called out. He kind of low key called out the offensive coordinator too.
Even if you're right,
Right. It ain't nothing about you being right.
You can't do that.
Yeah.
It's bad, and it's like now I think we're at the point when it comes to Deion, are we gonna truly see what his true intent was in this whole thing?
Yeah.
Because them two boys are gone after this year.
Mm-hmm.
Are you gonna
stick around for it?
To try to continue this thing, or are you gonna try to run away?
What happens if you lose at Colorado State Saturday?
You mean when they lose to Colorado State Saturday?
I'm just saying
No, they should be Colorado State.
they
They should.
went to
Colorado State
overtime with them last
almost
year.
got them last year
I understand, but
at
Colorado State,
Colorado. They on the road this time.
yeah, I understand that. Colorado State I think they're less talented than they were last year. And I think there's a purposefulness behind. See, Colorado came in there a little overconfident, I think, at home against Colorado State. I think the arrogance was there, and they had to fight through that and realize, okay, we're in a football game. I think this year this season with the loss, being on the road, having gone through what they went through at Colorado State, I think Colorado will come in a bit more purposeful. And with their talent at the skill positions, I think they'll do enough to win. By no means do I think it'll be a blowout, but I think they'll win that game. But I don't know how many more games they're going to win. And once they get into conference play, it's going to be
Check the
difficult.
schedule out. After Colorado State, you better beat Colorado State because you got a winnable game against Baylor.
Mhm.
Then you got UCF, always a tough opponent. At home against Kansas State, at Arizona,
That's going to be a loss.
Cincinnati,
That might be the only other winnable game, potentially.
at Texas Tech, you go to Lubbock,
Nope. Nope.
home against Utah,
Nope.
at,
Nope.
at Kansas, and then you go to Oklahoma State. Or excuse me, no, you're at home against Oklahoma State. I'm sorry.
You better be
For the last
Kansas
game of the year.
because Oklahoma State's probably playing for something at that point. Look, Illinois beat Kansas, so they're beatable. But
Illinois is better than Colorado.
I would agree they're a better team. They're
Yeah.
better fortified. They're better intended. They're better coached at this point. And here's the thing, man. Let's call it out. I'm sorry. Go ahead, B.
Well, I was just gonna say, and that's the thing, man. I don't see a team.
Yeah.
I don't see a team in Colorado, and that's why I've completely turned on this Dion. This I've turned off from it. I don't see a team. I see a primary focus being on the coach's son and another player that he's taken very high interest in. Me
It's
being a coach myself,
AAU football.
that is daddy ball to the fullest. And so many people have been saying it, but I've been like, nah, man, he just wanted to get that boy in a bigger spotlight. But he got this. He after year one with only winning 4 games, the hype of Shador grew massively. That's like they won 4 games last year. 4. And people are trying to say Paul Feinbaum is not only a hater but racist because he said Colorado football is irrelevant in a big scheme of things.
It
in
is
college football. It's the
Two
truth.
things.
Colorado
be true.
football. It's Dion. That's it.
They won. I get what you. I know what you said, Jim. I get it. I'm
Two
just
two
saying.
things can be
Two
true.
things can be true. but like, dog, like they won 4 games last year.
He's right.
Like
He's right.
they
What other
wasn't on
4-win team are we raving about?
no one.
They're
None.
2-9 in their last 11. Who are we raving about like that? Come on.
Like we nobody. We're raving
None.
about nobody like that.
None.
Like,
So
I tell
it's not
you,
like they were on the cups of making the playoff. They wasn't even on the cups of making a bowl game.
no.
we've been raving about the Ezra McCann-led Oregon Ducks in college
See,
football.
man,
No,
now
I'm
you're gonna
sorry.
bring that up. We're gonna bring
Sorry,
that up.
I'm sorry. That was low. That was a kidney punch.
That's
But
all
yeah,
right.
man, it is.
We shall rise. All right.
And again, it just like I say, when I think of how this stuff go with the media, and you're a media darling, they like now the narrative has switched to This is why I think Dion needs to go to one of them bigger schools where he can get those
That
guys
kid,
to play in the
that
trenches.
no,
He doesn't deserve it.
At
no,
this point,
He
you
doesn't
are the
deserve
big
it.
school.
He
You are the
earned
big
it.
school.
He earned it
no.
from Jackson to
A
Colorado.
four,
Yes.
He
a
earned
four,
it there.
a 4-win coach cannot make the jump up. No,
Exactly. He earned it from Jackson to Colorado.
Yes.
yeah,
He earned
Yes.
that.
yeah.
He dominated the SWAC. But he's getting his ass demolished at the big boy level.
Looking that way right now.
Hey, one more thing. Did you guys watch that game?
I watched it.
I watched most of it, and then it got ugly.
Okay. Only thing I watched the entire game, man. Only thing worse than Colorado on Saturday was the color commentator, Colt McCoy. He's
See, I didn't
Really?
bad,
listen to the
man.
sound. I heard he was bad.
Oh my God. That was one of the worst listened to games I've ever experienced. It was
Worse than OJ in a Monday Night Football
oh,
booth.
absolutely, man.
Oh, that's
At
bad
least
then.
OJ was OJ. This, oh my God. I mean, and no, and I don't like to critique uh uh sports
Announcers.
commentators, announcers. I don't like to do that because it's a hard job. I get
It
it. You
is.
know,
It
I'm
is.
I'm shocked that you guys let me do this every week. I'm serious. I'm dead serious, man. I expect you guys at some point to throw me out and say, "Hey, we can do this on our own. We don't need that guy." But man, I mean, and this is like it's not like this was like some regional game. This was the NBC national game, man.
Peacock game.
How did they pick him?
He's
How
Colt
does that
McCoy.
happen?
I,
I
I t-
get
it's,
I get Tom Brady getting the number one job at Fox. I get he's Tom Brady. I get it. But why Colt McCoy?
this is how it goes sell. And if you go back to the 1970s, you'll hear me talk about sports jockocracy, folks.
Jockocracy.
Sports jockocracy. It will be the ruin of my profession.
Oh my God.
That-
It was just an uncomfortable listen, man. It was like it sounded like there was no enthusiasm. He didn't want to be there. That's what it sounded like.
That's what how Garcelle was alluding to. Some guys you getting the job just cause. You have nothing, no training, you know, no specialized skill in this realm. You're in my lane because you're an athlete and you're getting the nod just cause. Sports jockocracy. It's a perfect example of it.
Mm.
I mean, sometimes it works, sometimes it just falls flat, but you shouldn't fall flat on a national level. I'm with you. They should have tried them out somewhere else first,
Yeah, yeah,
a smaller game, so
yeah.
they can be like, yeah, no,
He
but
could have
they
done. I stayed up all night, man. This whole Big Ten moving out west now
yeah,
is
yeah,
actually kind of cool because
yeah.
I watched the Oregon Boise State game on Peacock
Oh, that
as
was a good
well. That
game.
was
Yeah,
really good game, really good game. I think
Ashton Gentry,
and
folks.
they had Andrew Siciliano and I forget the brother that was on the that was doing the color commentary, but that was it's a good crew, decent crew. And meanwhile, your national game, ooh,
Mhm.
not so good. So work on that, Colt McCoy. Work on that. Finally, we alluded to it at the top of the show. Uh, our dear Uncle Shay Shay got himself in a little trouble this afternoon. Some stuff got out there, and
What exactly got out there, Ez? Please
I say
enlighten us.
I don't want to explain this, man. Man, he was,
We're all adults here.
we're all adults. All right, he was doing his thing,
What would that thing be,
doing this. He was
Ez?
doing his thing. He was doing his thing, and the audio of that got out on Instagram Live.
You can't use a word to define a word. Can you really give us more
I
details as to
can't do
what this
better than
thing?
that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I can't do more than that.
Doing a nasty, is that what you're trying to say?
He should, yeah. That's a
Yeah.
good way to put it.
Punching.
Doing that thing. Um, I hope this doesn't this ain't the end of him on First Take, man. It can't be because it was
Hey
funny.
man, Kim Kardashian and
I'm saying she survived.
Brandy's little brother.
She
Well,
survived.
but Brandy's brother didn't.
I just hope
I
Ray
mean,
that's
J,
not it for him.
Ray J.
he survived.
He survived. He got him some shows.
I mean,
He just doesn't have
it's cachet.
the
Lachey.
cachet that yes that Kim Kardashian does.
Well,
He
maybe
only
Shannon can.
he only had one hit.
Well, that's not what Kim said. I'm sorry, Kim
Wow.
said.
Mm.
Maybe Shay Shay can interview himself on his own show. Put himself on the couch. Just cut back and forth.
He did. He did.
Interview himself.
Well, he did mention that today after the fact. He said, "Man, well, Ocho said you need to be a guest on Club Shay Shay." And he said, "I just play you in interview." But yeah, I'm interested to see how ESPN handled this. Especially with how they handled the whole Paul Pierce situation with him going on IG Live, and I mean, I guess you could actually see.
See, right, I was gonna say there were actual video, actual
Mm-hmm.
uh pictures of you saw what was going on. This one
Yeah.
was just the floor and you just
And
heard it.
and my thing is, Paul Pierce say I'm not apologizing for a goddamn thing. In the comfort of my own home, I'm having a
Okay.
good time.
That don't mean you need to broadcast it.
No, no, no. I'm just saying. I'm like that. I think that might have contributed to him
Yeah.
being
Yeah.
fired as well. So like, so that might be what keeps Shay Shay on. And I mean, Paul Pierce wasn't bringing much of an audience
No.
that
No.
Shay is. So
Yeah,
No.
I mean,
you
at the
make
end of the day,
allowances.
we like to give ESPN credit for handling these things swiftly, but they have a way of doing it. It's never the top dogs that seem to get canned. He might disappear from First Take for a week or two. Might,
Go on
I,
vacation.
I
but
don't think so.
no. What they're gonna do? He's gonna be on First Take next week, Monday and Tuesday,
Mm-hmm.
maybe even the next week, and then he gonna be gone for a week.
Nah. You know what's gonna happen?
Watch. They're gonna make you think that nothing happened, then they're gonna say he's on vacation. Watch.
No,
That's
I
what's
think
gonna happen.
no, what's gonna happen. He's gonna have an apology. Hey, I messed up. I pushed the wrong button. I apologize if you were offended.
That's not what she said.
Wow. No, she definitely didn't. Uh, I think they're gonna let it go away, and I think over time it will. Next week or two, another news cycle, another couple news cycles is gone. That's if I were ESPN, that's how I would play it.
Were any names said out loud?
Michelle. Well, wait. I think his name. I think she said his name.
It's a little tougher.
So he came. Wait, he came out. He came out. Well, they came out and said he was hacked. But then you spoke. You saw.
Yeah, he
You saw
had
the
a
Shay Shay.
emergency nightcap episode
Yeah.
because granted, I mean it was necessary because he just recently came down on Ocho for being late. And like that was a big thing. Like it was a heated conversation because he was coming down on Ocho for being late to the episode and basically talking about how we trying to grow this thing that's unprofessional, all that stuff, and then this happened. Like,
Live on the podcast. By the way, went off on him.
so
Karma's a mofo, man. Karma
and
is a mofo.
and
Don't
and
mess with
this
karma.
and this what you just like. Ocho just one of them dudes that don't really take everything serious. He tried to check Shay on this shit, but he You could tell he just was forcing himself to do it simply because he got checked before. He internally was laughing like a like, and then once he did do that, he had all the jokes that he had coming for him. Like so.
But
yeah, it's
here's the question I have though. I went on IG today. I tried my best to start an IG live. That's hard to do accidentally.
so I'll say this. The way he's saying it was done, it's hard to see how that can happen. Recently, not too long ago, went on Facebook Live unknowing. I was mowing the lawn, and so my wife was calling me like, and then I happened to look at my phone and see that people was texting me like, "Bro, you on live?" It was in my pocket though.
Okay.
So I didn't know, but so I'm like, it can happen because it definitely happened to me before. But the way he's saying it happened in his sense, I don't see how that happened. He said he threw his phone on the bed. So how did you throw your phone on the bed and then it got on IG Live? That part I don't really know how. I don't know how that happened. Like if he would have said he put it in his pocket, maybe kept pants on, dropped his pants, and some maybe because like I said, it happened to me.
So what you're saying is you had it in your back pocket, but you had your motor going. Well, Shannon had it on the bed. I guess his motor was going too.
Oh man. GM's got jokes tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
Is that possible? Is that possible? There's a lot of jostling going on in your back pocket.
Man,
jokes.
I don't know.
So shout out to Shay. I'm not offended. I just found it hilarious. That was fun. That was funny. That was funny. Shay, wow. Wow. Hey, let's move on to picks. Week 1. Guess who finished 3-0?
That would be you.
Yes. Perfect 3-0 last week. I had the Patriots plus 8.5. I had the boys plus 2.5 and the Bears. So 3-0 for me. Smoke, you finished 500, 1-1-1. With the Dolphins at -3. You had the Bengals at -8.5. You lost that one, and you got your win with the Bears. Excuse me, your Dolphins was a push at -3. And then Glenn, you finished 1-2. Your win was South Florida, who kept it tight with Alabama on Saturday for the first 3.25 quarters, and then somehow
scared the little
Alabama,
bejesus out of me.
In fact, I placed I put a in-game bet on South Florida to cover. At the time, it was fourth quarter. It was like 16-14 Alabama or something like that.
Right.
And then placed the bet, and then like a half hour later, I looked up. Alabama had 42 points on the board. I was like, "What the hell?" And that just messed that one up. So you got you lost Michigan at plus 7.5. They got stomped by Texas. You won South Florida, and you took the Titans plus 4.5 over the Bears.
Great at halftime. They're up 21. I'm up 21. No way I'm going to lose this one.
So, Glenn, for the first time in a while, you are the low man on the totem pole. You start us off.
Oh, just so not prepared. I'm used to having to go first. I usually buy my time.
I'm saying.
I'm going to go initially back to college. I'm going to take Arizona +7 against Kansas State.
Okay.
And because the SEC usually doesn't come up to the up north to play any game, I'm going to take Wisconsin plus 16 against Bama.
Damn, Bama coming to Wisconsin.
They go to
Yep.
Wisconsin?
Yep.
Really? I didn't realize that.
Yep. And then I'm going to give you one NFL game. Be patient with me. Un momento, por favor. Professionally speaking, I am going to take the Buccaneers plus 7.5 against the Lions. Bucks are on the road against the Lions. Bucks plus 7.5.
That's a good one. I like that.
That's one of mine.
I like that. Arizona plus 7, Wisconsin plus 16 versus Alabama, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers plus 7.5 over against the Lions. Smoke, who you got?
Also, I'm taking Tampa. At the plus 7.5. I'm going to take Pittsburgh minus 2.5.
Pitt or the Steelers?
Steelers.
Steelers, all right.
Denver Broncos. And I'm going to.
The Broncos are favored in that game?
No. Pittsburgh minus 2.5.
Oh, minus 2. I thought you said plus 2. I'm sorry. I was gonna sound like, man,
I was
okay.
about to take this one, but I just happened to see it as I scroll. I'm take the Chargers minus 5.5 over Carolina.
And that's on the road. They're favored on the road against Carolina. Yeah, Carolina's bad. They look horrible.
Man, I looked up. They were down 30. What was that? 30-0?
At the half.
30-0.
Yeah.
And it could have been worse.
At the half, I was like, "Whoa,
that's
crazy."
Nobody saw anything from the Saints coming this year.
Bryce Young look bad, dude. Bryce Young don't look like he look like a bust at this point.
All right. Let's see.
Now, used to going last. See, throws you off.
Yeah, really. I'm gonna take the Chief minus 5.5.
What are they playing
against the Bengals.
Oh wow, really? Well, it's not the same Bengals team, so it's probably a good bet.
I am going to take I'm gonna take the Bears plus the 6. On Sunday night against the Texans. And I'm going to take the Tennessee Titans. No, I'm not. I'm lying. I'm lying. I'm going to take the Colts minus the 3 against the Packers. Don't expect Jordan Love to play, and Malik Willis will not be ready to go. So Chiefs, Bears, and Colts. By the way, I just want to shout out to Hampton Pirates, big win over Virginia Union over the weekend. Moved into the win column there. Smoke, I saw your Grambling State Tigers playing Tuskegee on HBCU Go on Channel 50. Actually, a really good broadcast. The broadcast quality was really well done. The short time I watched it, but so shout out to HBCU Go. That's Byron Allen's endeavor into
nice.
HBCU sports. So shout out to them, man. Good stuff.
I can't. I mean, we took out the top 25 ranked team, beat them like they stole something from us. I can't.
You were supposed to do that.
Whoa! What do you mean? We're supposed to beat them by 30-something points? I mean, come on, bro.
Supposed to win. I mean,
I'm just saying. I'm saying we took him behind the woodshed. Now we top 10. I'm just saying. I gotta get a shout out. Can a brother get a shout out?
Tennessee put 51 points up last week. Very good. Very good.
Can I get a shout out? They played North Carolina State. They're top 25.
Yeah.
On a neutral site.
Shout out to the Tennessee Volunteers.
A neutral site that was in the state of North Carolina, I might add. I'm just saying.
Where'd they play?
It was the mustard thing. What's that? One of those mustards.
Duke's Mayo?
Yeah, Duke's Mayo. Yeah, and it was somewhere in Charlotte, North Carolina.
You ever had Duke's Mayo?
Yeah, it's not bad.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not personal. They did a promotion up at NBC Sports Chicago a few years back.
I don't think I was there.
No, you were there. It was like right or after the pandemic because we all got stuff like in separate boxes to eat.
No, I definitely don't remember that.
Sorry, maybe you were traumatized by things that happened there, but yeah, no, it happened.
Don't remember Duke's Mayo. I'll look for it in stores.
Or you know what? It might have been right. No, I think it was. It's either right before the pandemic or right after the pandemic. But yeah, they were up there. A little promo.
All right, I'll take your word for it. That's going to do it for this week's edition of the Easy Smoke and the GM podcast. I want to thank everyone for listening. We greatly appreciate it. You can catch our podcast at Apple Podcasts, Google, iHeartRadio, Spotify. I always get Stitcher and Spotify, but it always gets me. There's no more Stitcher. Forget about Stitcher. Or wherever you find your favorite podcast. You can also catch us at hp53productions.com, where you'll find a link to our podcast and the Super Duper podcast hosted by Rob Griggs and yours truly. Be careful on IG Live. That's all I got to say. Yo, Glenn.
Yeah.
Please take us out.
Hey, just want to throw a shout out to Teresa Thompson, one of our favorite fans. Teresa, we got it done. So, don't come at me on Sunday, at the bowling alley. We did it. So just
I guess we can't take breaks, huh?
Now, hey, we appreciate, as you say, we do not take the listens lightly at all. So, Teresa, thank you very much for being a valued listener. But like you said, hey, it's like we always say here, we ain't saying we're right. We sure as hell don't think we're wrong.
Bear down.